Running. It isn't a sport for the pretty boys. It's about the sweat in your hair and the blisters on your feet. It's the frozen spit on your chin and the nausea in your gut. It's about the throbbing calves and cramps at midnight that are strong enough to wake the dead. It's about getting out the door and running when the rest of the world is only dreaming about having the passion that you live each and every day with. It's about being on a lonely road and running like a champion, even when there's not a single soul in sight to cheer you on. Running is all about having the desire to train and persevere until every fiber in your legs, mind, and heart is turned to steel. And when you finally forged hard enough, you will have become the best runner you can be. And that is all you can ask for. Paul Maurer, The Gift, A Runner's Sword. Hey y'all, what's up? Andy here. We are frankly at the very end of what was kind of a pretty long day. So it was a long day. I don't really have all of my thoughts together. So some of this might be a jumble. I'll try to keep the rambling to a minimum. Obviously, we're still in the living room. It's just been busy. I haven't had time to set anything back up, but it's okay. We have the beautiful, this is how much we love our alma mater. This is an entire Mizzou tree. The tree itself is black up top, gold in the bottom. All of the ornaments are Mizzou related. We have, our tiger themed blanket in the back. And here, obviously on my computer, working on this actual video. So hopefully I can get that done in time for the release date tomorrow morning, which will be November 9th, which is the day that you're watching this. But anyways, so kind of the run this morning was just 8 miles, 8.5 minutes per mile. It just felt really good. And one of the things that I think I'm kind of learning about winter running, particularly in like really cold climates like Chicago or further north, is only trust the heart rate data on the watch so far, right? And I already know the heart rate, the optical sensors on wrist heart rate monitors are not the gold standard. I get that. I absolutely know that. I understand that the chest straps are like the gold standard as far as like kind of the non-lab testing, the non-lab grade equipment, right? Like for us amateur runners or at-home people or hobbyists or enthusiasts, like use a chest strap if you want the absolute best heart rate data possible. But there have been actually several studies, and maybe we'll dive into those studies sometime in the future, saying that the heart rate monitors, particularly on the new versions of the devices, and this is a 945, so it's a pretty new, it's like the newest version of the Forerunner, that they are often within 98%, I think is the number. I might have it exactly wrong. Again, we'll dive into this more in the future. 98+% accurate compared to the breast strap or the chest strap. So like if you think to yourself of like 150 beats per minute, for example, right? They've been proven to be accurate within about 2.5 beats per minute at like 150 beat per minute. And I get that 2.5 beats can be material, but it's really pretty close. And so you can typically rely on them. However, I've started to kind of dive into some reading online about like what about in the winter? Because I've noticed that as the temperatures go down, the heart rate data from the watches can start to kind of get a little wonky. And the best theory that I've read about online, and I don't know if there's really like any studies backing up any of this, it's just kind of people's ideas or thoughts of like what's going on. But the best theory that I've read is that the problem is that as your body gets cold, right, it works to warm the core parts of your body. So your core and then on the way out. So like blood flow to the extremities can become weaker, right, because your body's using that, using the circulatory system to predominantly focus on warming the core. So as your hands get cold, as your wrists get cold, as your feet get cold, the watch has a harder time reading the pulse because it's really what the optical sensors are really reading is the blood flow underneath of the skin. And so as in the extremities that becomes less pronounced. It becomes harder to read. I have zero idea if that's like true or accurate, but it's the best theory that I found so far. But anyways, because like on today's run, my watch a couple times I think showed like flashed all the way up to like 170 beats per minute, and there's just zero way that was true. It'd go to like 170, like, and then come back down to like 145, not 45, but 145, and then it would bounce up to like 160, and then come back down. And it just didn't feel like there was that big of fluctuations in the run. But so anyways, I'm going to keep looking into that. Maybe we'll dive into it sometime in the future. Like, why, one, is it true that wrist optical sensors struggle in the winter? And number two, why? But anyways, so as far as kind of the recap of the run, getting back to that, you know, it was a Wednesday grind out the miles run. And so to that end, it was enjoyable. We also did 2 miles with the wife, and then we came back. We went to work, had a happy hour, came back home, just finished watching Survivor up on the big screen. Absolutely love Survivor. If you guys aren't watching Survivor, watch Survivor. We'll talk about it in the comments. It's just a phenomenal show, and the season, like, just keeps getting better. Like, just as the season goes on, it just keeps getting better. So watch Survivor. And then, you know, now we're here. So working on editing this video, getting it out to y'all. And just the last thing real quick, right, is I get asked a lot, and I suspect all of us runners do, particularly in the winter when it's dark and cold. Whew, sorry about that. Anyways, in the winter, when it's kind of cold and dark a lot, like, how do you find motivation to keep getting out the door? And one of the ways I find motivation is through like motivational quotes. And so my brother got me this book, The Quotable Runner, last year for Christmas. I really enjoyed just thumbing through it and reading what runners of the past have said about the sport and just kind of finding motivation from that. Obviously, you can also look online. There's great resources online. But yeah, the quote from the video earlier was, you know, it's just one of my favorite quotes about running. It really just kind of encapsulates like my experience of my training programs and finding the motivation to like keep going when you know 95% of my training runs, like for my marathon plan, like are done on my own. So, you know, I guess let's make that like the comment of the day. Is there a specific running quote that motivates you or just gets you, right? Or it could be a workout quote or any motivational quote. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, smash that subscribe button, pound the like button, ring the notification bell, and I will talk to you later. Bye.